Hi everyone. Today I'm going to build a password strength validator application in React. Let's take a look at the design. As you can see, I'm using the previously built application and I'm on the projects page. And as you can see, we have title and input and button. When I start typing some text, the application shows me password strength. Currently, it's weak. And also I can show my password and check what I have. And as you can see, password was changed to medium, and I can provide more chars. And now my password is strong, and I can hide my password. Let's go to the code and build the application. I opened my portfolio project in my Visual Studio Code. You can check the link and watch the video about building portfolio project. And also you can check the card. And what I have React router and several pages. And I'm going to build my code inside page projects. I can remove this paragraph and h2, and I'm going to add here my component, and let's build component. I'm going to create new folder for components, and create my component. It will be actually I can create new folder for this password component. And inside folder, I'm going to create two files, one password validator JSX, and the second will be for styles password validator CSS. Okay, and I'm on the main branch, and I'm going to create new branch for my project, and it will be command git checkout and new branch, and I'm going to provide name and password validator. Okay, I'm on the on the new branch, and now I can run my application npm run dev and open it in the browser. As you can see, we have our application. Now I can build my component in password validator JSX. I'm going to create functional component function, and it will be password validator and return some JSX. I'm going to add div with class name password validator, and inside div I'm going to add h2 tag and provide password strength validator data. And also I need some container for my input and button. It will be div and provide class name. Let it be input row, and add my input, and I'm going to provide type password because we are working with password. And also I need button for hiding or showing my password. And initially it will be show, and I can save and export my password validator. Export using default password validator, and import in my projects. I can import my password validator and just provide it inside div and close. Let's check what I have. You can refresh and go to projects, and as you can see, we have our title and some input, but we haven't added anything yet. And let's go to our component and provide some code for state, and I'm going to import use state hook and add state to my input, and it will be const password, and a function to modify password will be set password. And use state returns, as you can see, returns a stateful value and a function updated, and I saved it in the password and function to set password. And initially I will have empty value, and we need to provide this value to input value, and it will be password. We're building controlling input, and we'll control it in our code. And also I can provide some change handler, and I'm going to implement function handle change, and so I can provide placeholder to display some text while user haven't printed anything, and your password. Okay, and now we can implement function handle change, handle change, handle change, and it will take event as parameter, and first of all I'm going to read value from event, and it will be new password, and we can retrieve the value of input using event target value, and now we can set password to our new password that we get from input, and I can write into console my new password, and let's check what I have. I can open my developer tools. Okay, I can refresh and write some value, and as you can see, we have the value in console, and when I type, the value is changing. Let's add functionality to check our password strength, and for that I'm going to add a new state variable with empty string initially, and it will be const, and just strength, and set strength length, and assign what useState returns, and now I can add folder utils, and create my function inside that folder. I'm going to add new file, password.js, and write my function to check password strength, and it will be export const and provide name evaluate password strength, and we will provide our password inside that function, and get a string value if it's weak, strong, or medium, and if not password, or if it's empty string, then I'm going to just return empty string because we cannot identify our string. And also let's add some value strings where we'll store our current value, and it will be weak initially, and if password length less than 4, I'm going to return weak, return current strength, and let me add some const for length criteria, and I'm going to check password length, and check if it's greater or equals 8 symbols, and I'm going to add more criteria, and the next will be uppercase, and use regex to check if we have uppercase characters, and provide such regex and test our password for uppercase, and also I can check for lowercase, lowercase, and just low symbols. And also we can check if we have numbers. And also use regex for numbers. 0, 9, and test our password. And let me add some criteria for special char. And provide several chars. I think it will be enough. And now I can check my length of some of criteria. And for that, I'm going to use array criteria met and check if we have a length or uppercase or lowercase or number or special char number. Let's check this to number char. Okay, and now I can filter to Boolean and check length. And each criteria, if it's true, will give me 1 point. And we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I have more than 4 points, then I'm going to make string strong, and if more 2, then medium. Let me add the code. Criteria met greater than 4, then strength will be strong, and else if criteria met greater or equal than 2, then strength will be medium. And now I can just return my strength and use my function inside my JSX code. Import evaluate password string, and now I can check this password strength in my code and use const new strength and use my function evaluate password strength and provide my new password and update the state to new strength. Okay, and now I can add conditional rendering, check if I will have strength, then I'm going to provide JSX and just paragraph, close this paragraph, and provide text, password, strength, and provide my state inside strong tag and provide state. Okay, let's check what I have. I'm going to type, and as you can see, we see weak, and I provided more chars. We see our password console, and I'm going to add some uppercase, and we have strong password, and let's add functionality to show and hide password. Okay, and for that I need one more state variable. Use state hook, and initially it will be false. If the variable is false, then password is hidden, and I can add const and add is password visible. Initially it will be not visible, and function to update it set is password visible, and fine. And now I can check if password visible inside my input, and depending on the variable, the type of input will be changed. And let me add the code. If we have its password visible, and if it's visible, then we provide just text, and it will show us the password, and otherwise it will be hidden and will be just password. And we need to add toggle functionality to change our state by pressing on button, and I'm going to provide on click event handler and add function toggle password visibility, and now I can implement this function, and it will be an arrow function that will just toggle our state, and set is password visible, and I'm going to retrieve previous state, and just toggle that state, previous state. And so we need to change text show to hide when we press the button. And I'm going to add code. Yes, password visible. If password visible, then we can hide it. Hide or show otherwise. Let's check what we have. I'm going to provide some text, and now I can show my password, add more letters, and as you can see, password is strong, and I can hide it. Add letters and show again. Now I can close my developer tools, and let's add styles to our password validator CSS. And first of all, I need styles for my input rows. I'm going to make it display flex to justify content by center and align items by center. Okay, and now I'm going to use my class name password validator to provide styles for it's a class to provide styles to input, and input will have padding 1 rem for all sides, margin 1 rem for top bottom, and 0 for left right, and make it flex 1 to take all available space, and button will take its own space, and increase font size to 1.rem. Okay, and now I can use my password validator to provide styles to bottom. The padding will be also 1 rem for all sides, and cursor will be pointer, and also we can increase font size to 1.2 rem, and at minimum width for like 5 rem to not to change our width of the button when we are changing the text from show to hide, and border will be none, and make background color green. Okay, and we can use color white for text, and also I can add some styles to my paragraph inside password validator. Add margin 0, padding 0, and also make text align left, and increase font size to 1.2 rem. And let's check what we have. I'm going to refresh the page. Okay, we don't have our styles, and because we need to import styles inside our component, import and provide the name password validator CSS. Okay, let's check again. Okay, as you can see, the changes, the styles won't change, and now I can print some text, and show my text. Remove password is medium. Remove more. Password is weak. Provide capital letter and more text, and password is strong, and I can hide text and start typing again, and everything is working as expected. That's all that I have. If you like the video, subscribe to my DevWeb App channel. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.